It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This will make it into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Let's go.
First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. To throw is Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
First carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuck the run.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32. They'll run. It's Dobbins. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Jackson. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. David Onyemata there on the tackle.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Here we go now on 1st and goal. They'll run with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, Deontay Harris. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. Deontay Harris. And he'll bring it back all the way. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, the Saints recovered it. New Orleans football. I can't say that's something you see often, but it worked out for them. Tie game. They try to get the ball back, and they do.
You know, when I was a kid, my dad used to give me a lot of tales about this guy called Old Mo. I never knew who Old Mo was. Now I do. It's Old Momentum, and they want to keep riding it.
Old Mo. Is that a true story? Or?
True story.
I love your pops. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On third down, here's Camara. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. So Breeze is going to stay out there. And they're going to go for this on fourth down. So here we go on fourth down with Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Escaping the pressure, Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Going deep, and the defense loses him. It's complete. Way in for the Ravens touchdown. Dez Bryant, 57 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And his top speed, as computed by Next Gen Stats, not bad. He was pushing 20 miles an hour. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Camara. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. From the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, he'll look downfield for Camara. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, You can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to have a first down here as they're also into field goal range at the 28.
And the play goes for 19, and he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Sets up a third down and 18.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. It's the fullback in the final seconds of the first half. And the